Hey, how's it going? This is the King Kevin Show. I'm King Kevin, of course. It's my boy Jimmy. We had an A+ tax services. You know, I'm here politicking, networking with my comrade. So, you gonna let everybody know where your business is located in Fort Lauderdale? Free advertisement? Hey, I guess he's a little camera shy. He doesn't have his makeup on. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Today is definitely a blessed day. I'm very happy to be here. Tonight's show is the 5 types of, let me turn my volume down a little bit. 5 types of queens. Yeah, right. That was last week's show, by the way. The 7 types of queens that kings desire. That was last week's show. If you missed it, I'm getting ready to put the YouTube video up. It was a recording. We did a little different that time with the Queen Code. You know, God bless her. Her and her family, her husband, and the new kid. Definitely a blessing working with her. My man Jimmy here doing this thing. He has like 5, 10 different offices all over Florida. Give me a flyer so I can promote when you get a chance. Alright. So, but anyway, oh man, so what's up with me? I've been doing a bit, you know, couple of things. I'm going to be speaking in Jacksonville, May 27th. Look out for me. The Crime Prevention in the Black Community Conference. And very excited to travel to Jacksonville. I haven't been to Jacksonville in a long time, you know. Shout out to Shoelace up there, playing for Jacksonville Jaguar. Hopefully they let you play a lot more. Good playing with them Sunday. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get straight into it. So, I'm going to take in questions at the end of the show. More like 20-30 minutes. Please call in if you like to. If not, you know, I'm going to run it. Gentlemen, you guys want to listen up, man, because I know a lot of you running around here hurting. You know, these babies got you hurting, you know. These queens got you hurting. So, I can definitely understand. You know, I've been there, done that. We all have. Some people have done it a lot more than others. As a matter of fact, that reminds me. And you got a pen. You got an extra pen? I got a pen in the car, but I usually leave it in the car. And you know what? I happen to have one. Wow. I got one, Jimbo. Yes. The power of the pen. Hope you guys can hear the Barry White playing in the background too. I can't get enough of Your Love Baby. That's definitely a classic. I've always been a big Barry White fan since day one. So, let's start with the number to call. It's 305-600-5916. Please, that makes a lot of noise. Just grab the whole thing. I'm cool. Appreciate it. Yes, 305-600-5916. That's the number to call in. Y'all new stream. I got a new website coming out as well. It's gonna be KevinDeOrville.com. It's not up yet, but it'll be up next week sometime. Well, maybe not next week. Maybe that's too soon. But it's gonna be commodities of quite a few things. Comprised, rather, of a lot of things like the marketing, the book coaching, and I'm getting to movie marketing as well. So that's something I've always wanted to do. It's funny because me and my partner Gary, shout out to Gary, who's working hard on the website. I meant to text you the show, man, but I'm gonna forward it to you. He may be watching now anyway. You know, texting is so powerful these days. And we're gonna talk about that too tonight in the show. The 5 different ways to get your queen back. But the new website is gonna be completely different than what I have now, thecouragetolead.com. That's gonna be up and still running forever. So I thank everyone who's been supporting, donating to the documentary, which we're going to be recording in Jacksonville. Part of that conference is going to be part of the documentary. Isn't that cool? To go after your dreams and see how it manifests before your eyes. You know, that's what life's about. That's power. Obtaining real power, doing real things. God put us on earth not to be fearful. You know, God gave us the power, the love, and the peace of mind. We need that to move forward, you know, because in this world you can be thrown all kinds of ways, but the devil is a liar. And I'm here as a living testimony of that. I mean, look at everything that's going on, everything that's taking place. Give me 1 second. Do me a favor, move that, please. It's in the background. Just grab it, put it on the ground. Yeah, take it, move it. Yeah, move it. It's blowing my heart. Yes. So, therefore, we got to continue pushing forward. Continue, no matter what it looks like. Just continue pushing, continue striving, continue grinding. And grind on that Haitian food. It was so good, too, the food you see in the background. Lord have mercy. That's what life's about. Eating good, making sure your friends and family eating good, and just being a blessing to everybody. You know, that's what life's about. I know sometimes it can be tough, you know, sometimes get hard. That's the point. That sharpens you. Including relationships. There's a lot of good queens out there. There's a lot of great ones that has been disrespected, not being appreciated as they should have. And I'm guilty of that as well myself in the past. Not of recently, but, you know, there was once upon a time, I was always a gentleman. But, you know, I had a little ego problem. You know, some might say I have one now. You know. And some people have been saying, I got a few calls about this. One of my homies, actually him over here, and 2 females. They asked me, Kevin, how is that you're going to talk about having a show on 5 different ways to get your queen back, and you don't have a queen? So what happened to your queen? And I was like, and as a matter of fact, a friend of mine asked me that this morning, and I was like, yeah, but doesn't mean I never had a queen before. Now, you know, we both laughed about it, and that's the truth. No, I haven't always been single. You know, I've been very successful in obtaining my queens back, but not as if they're possessions or materials. Well, excuse me, my eyes kind of irritating me. Maybe I need to drink some more water. Water is very powerful and beautiful and pure. You know, women, females, the female energy is naturally pure. I want to say the same thing about the masculine energy, but I don't know enough about the masculine energy to make that comment. But definitely the women, and it makes sense because in ancient African culture, as a matter of fact, ancient African high culture rather, believe that you cannot know God unless you knew of a woman. That's the only way you can get to God. And I'm thinking like, wow, because even the good word says, the man who finds a good wife finds treasure, finds a good thing, finds a blessing. And in ancient African high culture, they believe that you could not have known God unless you've been in a woman. And that's heaven. To be inside of a woman is being in heaven. And I wish I would have known that all my life. Because that I never really viewed women like that other than as temples. You know, because all of us are temples. So when we lose our queen, it's like we've lost a temple. Because men are very possessive naturally. Some are a little extreme with it. And there's others that are mellow, like such as myself. You know, I'm not possessive as if I'm always trying to check in where are you and what you're doing and things like that. But I'm definitely always wanting to be in the presence of women. I don't feel right unless I'm around my black queens. I really don't. Without being around my women, not that I have to have multiple women, but around my queen, around that energy, that feminine energy, you know, it doesn't feel as good. And then that's when you gotta be careful, because then you get into just want to be in a relationship or just wanting to get married because it feels good. And that's definitely not what's it about. Because when you get into that mentality and that behavior and that psychology, that psyche, then you can become addicted to what feels good. Because crack can make you feel good. Heroin can make you feel good. Marijuana can make you feel good. Molly's can make you feel good. Women can make you feel good. Men can make you feel good. Money can make you feel good. Love can make you feel good. And hate can make you feel good as well, depending on what's your reality. What is your consciousness saying? So when you have a good, positive woman and she's bringing that natural queen mentality, that spirituality, and according to Dr. Wilson, who made that comment about, actually he did a whole lecture on feeling good and the dangers of it. So when you're in a relationship and you have a woman that's just there to make you feel good, then you have a woman, whether she knows it or not, she's playing with your mind and your spirit, and of course your body as well. And that depends on a woman that knows her power. Now, a woman that doesn't know her power, or a woman that does and uses it more to be conniving, oh man, a woman to be very deceitful, you have a dangerous thing in your hand. You know what I mean? You have a dangerous individual. I know a lot of people don't believe in angels or even demons for that matter. But everything's spiritual. And let me go to the side a little bit because I don't want to lose you all, but I have to make this point before I get to what I was saying and why I'm doing the show, 5 different ways to get your queen back, because it's a spiritual thing, ladies and gentlemen. I always feel like I'm talking like I'm Mr. Wilson. And I will be doing a show next in, not May 27th, Jacksonville, but May 24th, 3 days before. So that's going to be a very busy month for me. But I love it though. I love being busy. If I'm not busy, I'm not me. That's why I have a family. And we private jet, we flying here, we on a yacht here, we doing this. Me and my queen, the kids, the dogs and the parrots and the fish, everybody, we ride. You can accomplish anything when you have the right queen with you. So as big as these things that I'm working on and I'm doing, and I have a team, believe me, and I'm so thankful for everyone who supports me from the team. And I'm getting your messages and everything, and I appreciate it. So please call in and all that good stuff. But yes, being able to be consistent and being spiritual, being protective, because a woman needs protection. Whether she wants to or not, a woman wants to be protected. That's in a girl's nature. That's in our culture. Whether you're African, whether you're Asian, European, whatever the case may be, men have the natural trait in our masculine energy to want to protect women. So a woman doesn't feel like she can't be protected with you. She's not going to be with you. And if you're a dude, you can't protect a woman, you're not really a man. Definitely not a soldier. Because like I said on one of my previous shows, the week before last, about the Masi warriors, which is in East Africa. And these warriors, before you become a warrior, you have to be able to prove certain things. And being able to protect the village and the women and being able to hunt and provide, that's what constitutes you as a man. So a lot of you dudes out here walking around in these tight jeans and all feminine and all of that. No, man. She want a real man. Tell her how that a king. The world is filled with great men such as myself who needs a good man, you know. They want to see a man of action, They want to see a vision plan, which is number 3. Protection, as I mentioned, number 4, and number 5 is being consistent. But number 1 is being able to listen. A woman wants a man that is going to listen to her. You know, women like to talk, and sometimes it's very much needed. You know, they have that in them to explain what's going on, to fully tell in detail of what's on their mind. Even though a man can say, for example, and Steve Harvey gave me this idea, but this is my own example. And his book, what's that book called? Think Like a Man. You know, the book is better than I thought, so definitely shout out to Steve Harvey. Great success with the movie. Many blessings, my brother. I hope you're listening and tuning in. You can tell a young man, what was this book about? And I'm going to explain what this book is when I flip it over on my Black History segment, which is coming up. But you can tell a man, go ahead and explain what this book means. And he will be like, okay, this book is about relationships and what not to do, or what to do. A woman will be asked the same question, and she will want you to listen to her. And she's going to say, well, this book consisted of 12 chapters on relationships between married and young, black, or Hispanic, the finances. I mean, she's going to go in detail and just continue talking, which is cool to an extent, but like Steve Harvey was saying in his book, I should have brought it with me, actually in my car, but which would have been a great time to read the book, right? He says that a woman would not want to be with a man that cannot make her happy, which, you know, we all know that. But that was funny. A man is going to only be able to make her happy if he's able to listen to her. If he's not able to listen to her, then that's not going to make her happy. She's actually going to be very irritated by you because she can't exercise her natural self. I've always said women are like birds. All birds are beautiful, but all birds have their own characteristics, just like everyone does. Every breathing species of this world does. We all have our own personalities. But one thing with birds, they are very gentle. And even if a woman acts like she's tough, she's gentle. She may not show it initially, but that's what she is. And I don't have a problem with that, but if you're not able to adjust to her being so sensitive and being so talkative, even when you don't want to hear it, you really don't feel like it because you probably had a long day. But it's good to listen. It's good to take time anyway. And it gives you practice because once you have some kids, you'll be able to listen to your kids. Like me personally, I can flip on and off speaking to an adult and speaking to kids. Just like a woman. I could do the same thing with a woman, naturally. But I can't talk to a grown person like a child. I can't really take my time with speaking to a grown individual, male or female, like I would with a child naturally, because I know children are very, they're at the early stages. So the way you raise them from, young, whether you're exercising with them, developing their cognitive thinking, which is something a lot of parents don't really work on because they won't even talk. These are things that children develop, and with a woman, if she wasn't brought up right in a loving home, a righteous living environment, she could turn that power into something that really isn't positive at all. I mean, a woman could be like a Medusa with her mouth. Now, the words are like swords, very powerful weapons. You can use them to bless people, you can use them to curse people. So the only time I would advise a man not to listen to a woman is when she's on a negative tip, and that's just real talk. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to say something later on. But anyway, the next one is action. They want to see a man of action. Women, that's number 2. Number 1 was, for those of you just tuning in, being able to listen, and number 2 is a man of action. They want to see a man of action. They want to keep seeing you, hearing you talking now. What are you going to do, this and that, and then you don't never come through with nothing. You just using up space and their time, and you're not moving forward. You know, women would like to see, they like to hear affirmation, of course, which is, you know, definitely, you know, understandable. But your actions, man, come on. If you really sorry about, if you did something wrong and she's very hurt, extremely bothered by the situation, you may have to go to an extreme. Are you willing to jump off a yacht to prove your love to her? You know what I mean? Not that I'm saying to do that, because some yachts are pretty big. But would you jump, you know, in the ocean? Would you jump in the ocean and save her from like a shark? Would you fight a shark for her? You gotta show her that. I know that this sounds like a little extreme, what I'm saying, but, you know, seriously. She wants to know that you are willing to put your life on the line. Somebody get wrong or disrespects her in the streets, she wants to know that you're going to be there to protect, at least stand up. Even though it might be a group of people or whatever, but you're willing to stand up and be like, no, ain't going to be none of that. Like, she's going to love you more if she get beat down. I'm not saying get beat down. Of course, fight. Protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to say that. Never be a dog. You know, never that. But the fact remains, your actions speak for themselves. You know, some people say actions speak louder than words. You gotta show that, man. You gotta show it. And also that you're willing to produce something. You're willing to bring something to the table. That's important. Not just in relationships, heterosexual relationships, male and female only. Like Dr. Boris Shango said, black only, male and female. There's nothing better than that. Rest in peace to the ancestors, Dr. Amos Wilson and Dr. Boris Shango. I love their work. I'm a huge fan of their work. And it's always been, throughout the past year or so, studying these two individuals, it really awakened my consciousness as a king. Even though I knew, if you know you were a king, and I didn't know I was a king until I was 20, how old was I? 24? I mean, I always felt royal, you know what I mean? Like a prince or something, but I never really seeing myself as a king until I did this paper on being in Africa, which is called the homing before, who was that, the Portuguese or the, is that the Portuguese? But anyway, one of those European countries. The Warrior Kingdom, I did the paper and learned about these different kings and these kingdoms. Now, these dynasties lasted about 7 dynasties, actually. 7 dynasties, and they hid a lot of treasure. So if I ever go back, I can always there. Didn't I just say that as if I was already there? That had been in a lifetime, because I have not physically been in Africa, but spiritually, I'm in Africa right now. Now I'm going to do a video on that soon. But the point I'm trying to make is when I found out, I realized I was a king, then I realized the importance of a queen. That's what I'm trying to say. I know a lot of y'all thought I was just boasting and vaunting about myself. No, I was not vaunting. I was simply trying to explain. Once I knew the importance of me and who I was and what I was able to produce through my actions, this turned queens on. You don't gotta do nothing else but show that you can provide by actually going after your dreams, obtaining them, being able to break bread. Women like you to spend some money on them. Not that they're begging for you to do it all the time. Or a real woman who loves you, she's gonna sit back and chill with you. She's going to do whatever it takes to be around you, whether y'all just chilling at the house, relaxing, whatever the case may be, but she's gonna be there, whether you got a lot of bread or you broke as a joke. But she's gonna speak those blessings over you, because if she sees you as a king and she knows you're a queen, the only way a woman would not treat you as a king is because she does not know that she's a queen. And vice versa. A king cannot respect a woman the way she deserves to if he does not know or have respect for himself. It's like energy. You cannot give something energy. Like Dr. Africa said, you can't give something energy that's dead. So only energy gives back to energy. You know, it's like, you know, putting what you put out in the universe is what you get back. And that's the God's honest truth. We all have to be able to have that mutual respect and to show action of what we want. Once a woman sees that you're showing action and you're not just some buster dude out here just, you know, just trying to get a nut, that you actually are about what you're saying, then she's going to take it more seriously. Then, as I mentioned, the vision plan. When she sees that you have an action, obviously you must have had a plan. Now, some of us, you know, get blessed and very lucky. You know, some get lucky. Others believe in blessings. I believe in blessings. And you just have all this unbelievable favor, and it wasn't something that you inherently had. It just came out the sky. Maybe it was some money, maybe it was a job, or you're just smart and you're just making a lot of bread. Therefore, you're able to provide all these things, and she's all caught up in, you know, the financial aspect of it. But when the money is gone, who are you? When you guys are not spending a lot of money, or when you guys are, if you have an abundance of money, you know, what's your creativity, or is it just because you have financial backing, financial wisdom? You can be definitely, you know, wise with money. And it seems like you have a plan, but you really don't. The truth will always come out. So when you have an actual vision plan written out, and I wouldn't advise that you guys show your vision plan to everybody you date. Be selective, you know. Allow a significant amount of time before you allow someone into your game plan anyway. See, a lot of y'all thought I was going to talk about relationships and all this buttery love kind of stuff, because I had Barry White playing earlier. And, you know, now I have Johnny Gill playing. My. I hope you guys can hear this song. But if you can't, I'm definitely enjoying it. You know, the song was like written in the 90s. But having a vision plan, being able to see beyond your current situation. A woman, man, I will get a female, I don't even want to say it, but to be honest with you, that will get a female aroused. She will get wet by something like that. She will get very attracted to you. You know how, you know, my pastor once said, no money, no honey. She will have plenty of honey for you. You know, and you get to enjoy your wife. That's why I can't wait to get married, because then I'll be able to make love under holy matrimony. You know, because she's seen my plan, or at least the production of being able to produce my plan, so that I can take care of the kids. You know, I can take care of her, take care of the kids, have investments, take care of maybe even some of the family members, or vice versa. As talented as I am, and I've always said this, as talented as I am, I don't think I'll be able to get to where I truly want to be unless I have my queen. Look at what our ancient ancestors did in Africa with the pyramids. The pyramids were significant. And the Trinity, we saw our Trinity last night, the Trinity. The Mother, the Father, and the Son. That's why the pyramid had that shape all the way around, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing that, you know, symbol or whatever that people sold their soul for. I definitely sell my soul, but I'm just using my hands as an illustration for the pyramids. that's what it represents, that trinity. Everything involved in some sort of harmony, being in sync, synchronized with each other. And when a woman sees your plan is in sync with hers, oh man, you guys taking off like birds, like eagles. She will stand strong for you in every storm. There'll be nothing that's going to shake her away from you. Nothing's going to shake her lose her trust and faith in you, because she's going to truly stand by you no matter what. No matter what people are saying, there will be no outside influences, whether it be spiritual, which is everything spiritual. Because the devil don't want y'all to have successful marriages. He knows when certain people connected get married, that especially very powerful, two powerful individuals, two believers, women and men of God, warriors of the spirit, warriors in the heaven army get together. You know what kind of power that is? You want to take over the world. It's over. It's a wrap. You feel me? It's a wrap. The devil don't want that. Man, come on, man. But you know what, though? You can get the devil black eye anyway, because you're going to keep on believing that the queen that is out there for you, she's going to be there, because God is going to provide that. I truly believe God's going to give me my queen. And you know what, though? I kind of want to say something, but I'm going to get deep with it anyway. I truly believe, and I've been feeling this way in my spirit for many years, and I'm not really sure how many years I've been feeling that way, but I've always felt as if I'm coming back to life, because my spirit was around centuries ago. You know what I mean? And I'm coming back for my queen. Now, I can't say I met her before already in this lifetime, but we have met before in another lifetime, and I'm back because I gotta find her. And to do what with it? Oh my God! Hey man, when my book comes out, it's gonna be a movie. Look out for Extreme Circumstances, alright? I have 2 books coming out. I'm gonna do the quick little side thing right quick. I got 2 books coming out. You have Extreme Circumstances, which is gonna be a movie as well. I'm gonna market it, I'm gonna produce it, and direct it. I'm just not gonna act in it. But all of that is gonna be, through God. And then I have another book called The 7 Types of Queens That Kings Desire. Now, the latter is going to be coming out much sooner. That book, I've been working on that book since last year. I just didn't have the title. So back to what I was saying, having that vision, and I don't know why I have that vision. And I used to always think there's something wrong with me. Like, why do I think that way? But now that I'm reading and studying after our ancestors, like Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. Boroshango, Henry Clark, and Dr. Williams, Dr. Cress Welsing. And I was just listening to an awesome lecture by Dr. Alexander, what's her name? Alexander something, Alexander. But she had a very powerful, Alexander Sean? Follow me on Twitter, at the Courage to Believe, and you see that I have posted something about it. As a matter of fact, I can look it up right here, because I know I gave the video a like earlier, which has really nothing to do with the show today right now, but I figure I might as well mention it. I feel extra special, yes. Michelle Alexander, that's her name. And she has a book and a lecture called The New Jim Crow, which is a whole other story. But look out for those books. I just mentioned 7 Types of Queens and Extreme Circumstances. Extreme Circumstances is a fiction book, but it's going to be dealing with relationships, but also real life and this crazy situation that things just make you look at things. It affects your consciousness. And 7 Types of Queens, which is I'm going to mention tonight's show on. But anyway, back to the show. We'll get on the next one. And we have being able to protect, which you did mention earlier, and being consistent. Man, you gotta be consistently real. You know what I mean? Like females are way too smart, man. Queens are way too smart for a lot of us who act as if we can't really be consistent in making decisions. You know, be consistent in doing what you're saying you're gonna do. I mean, that's what being consistent is about. Being consistent, being able to, regardless of the situation, push forward. You know what I mean? If you say you want to be there for her on a regular basis. You know, that's how you get her back. You're gonna call at a certain time. If you're gonna pay for this, pay for that. If you're gonna wash your car on weekends, wash it every weekend. As a matter of fact, women love when you do that, to be honest with you. I've gotten a lot of coupons washing cars, and not that I'm, you know, a professional car washer, but you pay me enough, I'll do it. But with a woman, she pays me. This is how a woman pays me. And I hope I don't sound like a, you know, chauvinistic pig at all. So, and please correct me if I do. Again, the number tonight is 954. I'm sorry, that's my cell phone. You guys, ladies, you're not getting my cell phone tonight. No, it's the number to call is 305-600-5916. That's 305-600-5916. So being able to be consistent, and it helps you in life in the first place. If you're able to be consistent, and you can actually make money. Matter of fact, you can make a lot of money if you're able to be consistent with it. Show up and work on time, early, being the first one up, making her breakfast. Making your wife breakfast early in the morning. Your fiance. I know some of you got living girlfriends. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna act as if I don't know some of you have living girlfriends. I've had living girlfriends before. I mean, it's been many years. You know, I haven't had a living girlfriend in the place I live now, but I've had that before. You know, I've even bought a house with a young lady before, and honestly, I didn't know better. You know what I'm saying? And that was actually turned out to be, you know, very interesting because, you know, we made a lot of money together. To be honest, we made a lot of money together, and she loved my consistency. You know, being consistent was something that, you know, she found very attractive. So those are the ways you get your queen back, man. And that's how you do it. That's how you actually able to move forward in life. Being able to be consistent. Being able to execute your plans. Being able to be a man of your word on a regular basis. You know, not just when you feel like it. That thing feeling, you know, I gotta find out what that word means. But now we're gonna get into the Black History Celebrity of the Week again. I'm gonna do again about Mr. Amos Wilson. And he wrote a book called Understanding the Black Adolescent Male Violence. And this is a book, I just recently obtained it, actually. Hope you guys can see it. And you all know I've read plenty of his books. This is a library book. And I'm doing this on him because you're talking about adolescence here. You're talking about men. Show about how to get your queen back. So obviously I'm talking to you men, right? I just recently had one about the Masi. Because some people tell me, oh, why are you always doing shows about women and for women? We need to get our queens back. The only way for us to get our queens back is to get our kings back. So if the king going in position, queens ain't going to be acting right. They're not going to behave right. Their psychological experience, their psychology, which is your history and experience, is not going to be the way it should be. And this is what he talks about in his book as far as being able to understand the psyche of men and why we do the things we do, whether it's positive or negative, and how do you remain on a consistent, actionary, audible, visionary plan as a man, how to actually accumulate and move forward. You know what I mean? Making better men will make better women, which make better families, which make better kids, which make better and loving, righteous loving homes, which makes better righteous loving communities, which makes righteous loving counties and states and nations and countries, and so on and so forth. I mentioned Dr. Amos Wilson in many of my work, and as a matter of fact, I just watched a video today. It's only for 8 minutes on YouTube. A young man was saying how there isn't anyone talking about Dr. Amos Wilson in their videos or in their lectures. And he mentioned a couple of names, and as a matter of fact, I think I've heard of every single name that he mentioned except one individual, but I've heard of, watched videos and read a couple of their books and owned a couple of their books. Why none of them mentions Dr. Amos Wilson? What is it about him that scares them away from him? I have some conspiracies about that. As a matter of fact, this is going to be my third book I'm working on. Well, I'm not really going to work on this book. I just, shoot a couple of notes here and there as they come along into my mind, into my spirit, and I write them down. I'm going to be a prolific writer, a professional author, prolific writer, writing scripts, movies, and all of that. And Dr. Amos Wilson definitely woke up. I would say this. They say the brain it consists of two different parts. And one of them is analytical, another one is logical or cognitive. I forget which one. But on the left one is where Dr. Amos Wilson, the left side is where Dr. Wilson awakened in my mind, because I understand now socially and mentally what it means to be a man, what it means to be a king, what it means to obtain what we go out to obtain, how to protect. Not just your home and your family, your wife and your kids, but your community. How to protect the money coming into a community. Not letting all these foreigners come into community, own the stores, and barely anyone of your skin color is owning the stores in the community. So there's money in the community because you can't steal or take nothing out from someone that isn't there. You can't take someone's spirit if the spirit wasn't there. You can't rob someone. You can't rob a bank of their money if no money is there. You can't break someone's heart if their heart wasn't there. You're going to break someone's heart if they did have a heart. And Dr. Amos Wilson, who has written several books, Dr. Wilson wrote this book, Understanding the Adolescent Black Male, and adolescent male violence. Then you have Awakening the Natural Genius of a Black Child. Then you have Black on Black Violence, Black Self-Annihilation in the Service of White Domination. Then you have he has a Blueprint of Black Power, and there's a fifth one. I can't really think of what the fifth one was. I did name 5 of them. I know there's 1 or 2 other books out there. He has about 50 lectures, so check him out. Definitely he's a black psychologist up in New York. Well, from New York. He passed away back in, I want to say, 95. He has several wonderful videos on YouTube, and he's one of the first people to actually have me sit down and write notes while I listen to him on YouTube, and not just on YouTube, but with my book, as if I'm in college again, like I'm in school again. But Dr. Borshengo, I give Dr. Borshengo credit for being able to open my mind, the spiritual aspect of me. You know what I mean? Your psychology is spiritual as well. So it's a very interesting combination there going on. But Dr. Wilson was also able to open up the analytical, in my cognitive thinking, and coming up with solutions on how to solve problems. That's what a man does, and that's what a woman loves from a man who's able to do those things. Because when you're able to provide a solution to a problem, that makes you popular. Life is full of problems. So when you have a queen with you that can help you solve a problem, solve problems, and she's very beautiful and calm and gentle, you guys compliment each other, go after her. Not every woman is worth going after. So you going after this particular female, yeah, she may look fine and wine, and she's a big house, yeah, and all that good stuff. You know, she makes your liver quiver, like Pastor Ed says. I mean, when she, you know, when you have that particular type of woman, check the spiritual aspect of her. Is she worth you going back for her? Even if you messed up or she messed up. Because you were important too, you know. And we all make mistakes, of course, apologize, but definitely be truthful and genuine in what you're apologizing for. Because other than that, then the whole mood and the vicissitude of the relationship is going to always not be as pleasant. You know, it's not going to be as good as it was back in the past. We definitely need stronger relationships. We definitely need stronger people, stronger spirits. You know what I mean? Everything's spiritual. I mean, you can accomplish everything. When a man is with a woman, they are conquerors. They are more than conquerors as individuals. But when you know who you are and you're complete with yourself as a man, and you understand your purpose and you're driven and you want to provide, you want to protect, you know, you want to have a plan, you want to have a vision, and all it takes is you just doing it. All it takes is you just writing it down, going after it, and being able to share that wisdom and knowledge. That's what life's about. That's what it's all about, man. Did you know that bears, a female bear, and I've mentioned this before in one of my videos, a female bear would not mate with a male bear if, this is the brown bears, if he hasn't proven to her that he can provide, protect, and is strong. You know, they like strong males. Now the lucky thing about the bears, they rarely fight over the female. You know what I mean? Because there's usually one bear out there, you know, a particular area. So when the female bear is roaming around and she gives off that, is it pheromone? She gives off that scent in the universe, you know. And the male bear smells it. I think you can smell her 5 miles away or something like that. It's between 3 to 5 miles, depending on the weather. The weather definitely plays a big part. And he has to, you know, find her, and after a couple of days to even get close to her. She never lets him even get close. It takes about 72 hours, 48 to 72 hours for the male bear to ever actually approach, to even get close enough to touch her. And he's not going to close. He's not going to come approaching and touch at that, you know, directly. So, you know, ease up. He has to do a dance, you know, and it's very interesting because, you know, as for now, we are still doing dances. We are still out here doing dances in our relationships. So you never go wrong with flowers. You can never go wrong with just being a genuine, good, loving, protective, providing, a visionary. You will always get her back because she knows that. She knows you're rare. A good woman, she knows when she has a good man. She knows when she has treasure, just like a man would. So if you know she's treasured, man, do everything you got to get her back, bro. I'm telling you. I remember one relationship, and this is God honest truth. I remember one relationship, and this taught me a valuable lesson. Now everyone knows I'm a big fan, huge fan of slow music, R&B. I'm huge on it. I mean, you name any I guess you guys see my tattoo. This is my first tattoo here. It says Haiti. Got this in high school. I don't think I ever showed it on the show before. Because I have, show tattoos. But I have 3. But anyway, as I was saying, the music, when we broke up, every slow song, I thought about this girl. It drove me nuts. I mean, I was like, this is a curse. I can't stop thinking about it. How can I stop thinking about it? Every slow, and I'm always listening on Pandora. I'm on my iPod or on my cell phone or on my laptop listening to Pandora or Music Choice on my TV listening to some sort of music. Stations I listen to, which is good for if you want to be romantic with a female. And I'm just telling you the guys on the truth. This is what I listen to, solo or with company. Nat King Cole, Barry White. Well, Barry White station is iffy on Pandora. I don't know why I tried Barry White like that. They got all kind of mixture stuff on there, and that's not really my taste like that. You gotta have a mixture, have good music mixture on there. But anyway, him, Johnny Gill is definitely good. Luther Vandross station is up the chain. I need to get Frank Sinatra station because he be jamming. Definitely got Al Green all day. Otis Redding, definitely have him, all day. Who else do I have? Slow music, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson. But slow songs, you can't go wrong with Jaheim. Jaheim, Donnell Jones, R. Kelly station. I got a couple of his stations on there. R&B stations. Yeah, that's about it for R&B stations. Avant. Definitely play Avant. So you want to play some slow music. And I'm going to give you guys a few tips on being romantic. You don't have to spend tons of money. You can be economical with it. You can, cook dinner. Don't take it out. Cook dinner at your place. If you got a place. Now, if you don't have a place, then you have no option but to take it to dinner. But if you have your own place, then you definitely better have some kind of money you have saved up because you're not spending it on rent, obviously. I got to pay my rent as well. So I cook home, get a good dinner, get a recipe, get a recipe online, cook some like, maybe some fish, some crabs or something like that, like a seafood dinner, or you can make some pasta, some chicken pasta, some marinara, put your little seasoning sauce in, and you can do some things. Be creative and get some bottled wine, even if she doesn't drink, just the appearance of it on the table is fancy. Get some nice glasses on the table. The Dollar Store has some great glasses. Dollar Store has some very nice champagne glasses, and they look fancy. And for $1, you get 2 of them, $2. Boom, so you save money right there. Or get some juice or some water, so get some warm or some cold, depending on how she likes to. Give her an option. Have the table decorated. Get some flowers. If you don't want to get some flowers, buy some roses. Get some flowers outside. Find a local garden somewhere. Tear up some, a couple of trees. But you can't really do it like that. It's a little tacky, to be honest with you. If you're gonna do it right, buy some roses. Don't go the cheap route, ripping up flowers in somebody's yard and get cussed out. Some tulips and all of that. Play some Barry White in the background. Barry White is always something that it just mellows out the crowd. It mellows out all the noise and your spirits get in line. And this is something that I've done once before, and I want to do it more often, especially when I get married. Before me and the young lady had a relationship, before we would have sex, this was a while ago. I know some of you are dying to know, I think can we have sex? Yes, I've had sex before. I'm not a virgin. I'm definitely a good lover in my own book, but just to be honest, I appreciate everything about a woman, and you gotta show that, man. If you really love her and trust her, and you want to entrust her with your empire, because when you're together, everything is yours is hers, and hers is yours. Some girls are like, it's mine, but yours is mine, and it's mine is mine, So, but if you want to, share everything with her, pray with her. You know what I'm saying? Pray. If you guys are spiritually, and you think about it. And those of you who are sleeping around right now, with the person you're sleeping with, would you pray with them? Would you pray with the person you love before you have sex with them? And this was something that the ancients did in Africa, ancient cultures did in Africa. Throughout, you talking about the Angolans, the Egyptians, the Nubians, Ethiopians, Kush, the Kemites. This is now known as Egypt. Being the homie, and they prayed, they lit up essence, they had candles, and then they made love. And that was their form of reaching to God. God is everywhere. Sex isn't something for us just to do because we feel like it. Remember, I said earlier in the show that just trying to feel good is very dangerous, because you can end up trying to feel so good and feel your way to a good death or a good disease. To love someone is more than saying you love them. It's showing that you love them. And if you're showing that you love them, you're going to share your dreams, you're going to share your goals, you're going to pray with them. Sex is a very spiritual thing. It's a powerful instrument, it's a powerful tool, and it's to uplift your spirits, not to do it randomly like we in some farm with, cloned animals, just having massive sex just because of the cause of wanting to mass produce a particular population of animal or person. Sterilized, all kind of drugs and chemicals, and a lot of that's in our foods and the drugs that we pop in our mouths and smoke. That's how you get your queen back. Pray with her, because what's in the spiritual is much more powerful than what's in the physical. And actually, I'm just glad I'm saved. I'm not the most perfect person in the world, but some relationships, man, they're not worth it, man. Some of these females, oh my God, they are lucky. I'm living for God more than I'm living for myself, because if that was the case, man, I don't know where I'd be. I'd be like one of these knuckleheads. Don't call a charge and mess with one of these females, man. Because there's a lot of that negative energy that escalates to a fight or argument. I mean, who needs that? You need a woman that's going to be compatible with your beat, your rhythm in life. You need a woman that'll be able to keep you up. A queen that's going to keep you uplifted, because her beat, her rhythm of her heart and her love is going to keep you propelling forward. And because she knows that you're moving forward, we are moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you guys enjoyed the show and what we talked about tonight. Thank you. Appreciate our support and the love from everybody. It is all good. Life is good. Blessings is always good. This is the King Kevin Show. And next week, stay tuned. Get on my website to find out what's going to be the next show, because I'm definitely going to let you know. Yeah, or you might just check on Ustream. I always post my things on Ustream, and you'll be able to understand what's going on in the future and what's going on and with the events I have coming up. Don't forget my new website coming out. It's going to be KevinDorwood.com. I was thinking about doing a one-man army Inc. I want to keep the domain. Let me know what you think. I'm going to talk about everything I'm doing. If you know anyone, as a matter of fact, I almost forgot, anyone who has a song or theme or music, anything that I can play for my documentary, and of course you have all the licenses and all the rights to it. I just want to listen to it, see if you qualify for it. Contact me. Go to my website, thecouragetobelieve.com. Find out more. There's a section I'm going to make sure I put tonight on my website to add some more information to it. But the soundtrack's going to be awesome. Got a couple artists already submitted their songs since last year actually, and some more that's going to coming up. But we're going to choose the top 10 songs, being the production committee. So Please stay, tune in and support. We're still doing the fundraiser. My event, we're gonna have a lecture on Black crime in May 24th. As you all know, May, I'm gonna dedicate all month of May on Haitian history. I was gonna do April, but I'm gonna do May. I want more time to be prepared and to do some more surprises and guest appearances and things like that. I bless all of you. I love all of you. Thanks for all support. Today, I've probably had I've had quite a few King Kevin shows. You know what I mean? I think I've had, 30 shows so far. 30 shows. I'm just very impressed. So today is the 30th anniversary of the King Kevin show. The 30th show. I produced 30 shows. I'm so proud and blessed and thankful. 30 shows. Wow. Anyway, God bless you. I love you. Tune in, same place, same time. Don't wait till I get in the helicopter, then it'll be too late. I won't be able to hear you. The propeller's gonna block you out the way. For everyone, the fans, the supporters, I'm gonna do surprise ride in the helicopter and all of that. I hope I have to help save some of your relationships out there. Love to hear your comments on Twitter, Facebook, whatever the case may be. I love you. I bless you. And may the blessing of the Lord make you rich and no sorrow. Peace.